Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Alsus, and this video is going out to all students who are currently enrolled in ACP courses at Westfield High School. I'm going to explain the registration process and talk a little bit about deadlines and how to go about earning college credit. ACP class registration is now available online for students to be able to earn Indiana University credit for their ACP classes. Now, even though they're Indiana University credits, these credits can often be transferred to other colleges. So even if you're not considering Indiana University as your college of choice, you can still take these ACP classes for college credit and transfer them to other colleges. Below you'll see a link to transferin.net, and that is Indiana's core transfer library. Students can see how their ACP classes will transfer to other state universities in Indiana. If you're considering a university outside of Indiana or a private university, you will need to contact those colleges separately. Now, the deadline to register for Indiana University credit is August 29th at 5 p.m. Last week, instructions were emailed home from Indiana University to all the students who applied to the ACP program last. ACP class registration is now available online for students to be able to earn Indiana University credit for their ACP classes. Now, even though they're Indiana University credits, these credits can often be transferred to other colleges. So even if you're not considering Indiana University as your college of choice, you can still take these ACP classes for college credit and transfer them to other colleges. Below you'll see a link to transferin.net, and that is Indiana's core transfer library. Students can see how their ACP classes will transfer to other state universities in Indiana. If you're considering a university outside of Indiana or a private university, you will need to contact those colleges separately. Now, the deadline to register for Indiana University credit is August 29th at 5 p.m. Last week, instructions were emailed home from Indiana University to all the students who applied to the ACP program last spring. So who should register for these ACP classes? Right now, registration is only open for students who are taking ACP courses in their first trimester. So ACP Calculus and ACP Finite, even though those courses are first and second trimester courses, you're going to register for them now because they begin in the first trimester. ACP Intro to Business, and then all students who are in first trimester ACP Speech and ACP Comp can now register for IU credit. If you are in a class that begins in second or third trimester, your registration window will come later. Indiana University will contact you in December. Typically, registration for second and third trimester classes is at the beginning of January. Last week, ACP emailed home instructions, very detailed instructions to any student who applied to the ACP program last spring. So first, if you haven't already done so, you will need to create your IUIT account. What this account will do will create your IUIT username, so it's going to be something like calsus@indiana.edu, and your passphrase. Your passphrase you should remember because it's like a 4-word passphrase. It's a pretty long one. Keep this information somewhere where you can access it again, because you'll need to be able to log back into IU's account in order to get your final grade, in order to transfer your credits to other colleges, and of course to pay your bill. Don't try logging into the OneStart account with your guest account that you used last spring. That won't work. So make sure that you've created an IUIT account before you try to register for classes online. Once you've gotten your IT account created through IU, you're going to then go to the IU's Central Authentication Service, which will connect you to OneStart. Follow the step-by-step instructions that were emailed out from ACP last week, and I'm going to go ahead and send them out in this email as well. So you should have a copy of the step-by-step instructions. Again, just a reminder, only enroll in those courses that begin in first trimester. Once you get into OneStart, you will need to select the classes that you want to enroll for credit. So you'll have to choose from the selections that they offer to you in OneStart, and you should see the classes listed below in your OneStart account. On the left-hand side, it shows which of the courses that we offer here at WHS are offered first trimester. It's going to show the IU course number. So for instance, ACP Comp, the course number is W131. You're going to choose the instructor, and so this is only going to really be relevant to students right now who are in calculus because there are 2 teachers teaching ACP calculus. As you move over to the right, you'll see the IU title of the course, which can be quite different from our own course titles, and then the class number. You're going to make sure that you register for the specific classes that you're in right now for first trimester. Make sure that you've got the right class number selected as well. Once you've gone into OneStart and selected the appropriate courses, you're going to confirm your classes and complete your enrollment. Once you've completed your enrollment, IU will begin the billing process for you. They'll send a billing notification to your IU email account, and the bill will also show up in OneStart. IU courses through ACP are very much discounted for students. They're $25 per credit hour, and all of our classes are counted as 3 college credits for students, except for ACP Calculus, which is 4 credits. So any other course besides ACP Calculus will be $75 for the student to pay, or $100 for the ACP Calculus class. Again, this is highly discounted and it's a great deal. For students who are on free or reduced lunch, tuition fees are waived for those students, so keep that in mind. Once you register for your classes, go on and view and pay your bill by logging into OneStart. You'll go into the Student Self-Services tab and then click on View Account and Pay Bursar Bill. But again, they'll notify you by email into your IU email account once that bill is prepared and ready for you to pay. Occasionally, students in ACP classes need to drop or withdraw from the class for IU credit. Now, this is not dropping from the Westfield High School class. It's only dropping the IU credit. So if you want to drop a class, you can do so by October 3rd for a full refund, and the course doesn't show up on your transcript. So this is the safest way to go about it. It doesn't get logged on your transcript. There's no record of you taking the course for IU. If you wait until October 24th, that's the last day to withdraw from the class. Now, tuition is still charged, and there's even a $23 per course withdrawal fee, and a W will show up on your IU transcript. Now, speaking of IU transcripts, just one other note. Once you are taking ACP classes, if you enroll at Indiana University, you already have established your GPA and you've got college credits there too. So say, for instance, I've taken ACP Composition and gotten a B on it, and then I also took ACP Speech and got an A on it. If I then enroll at Indiana University as a freshman, I will have 6 college credits there, and I will have my GPA established. Now, typically, if you transfer those credits to another college, so say, for instance, I've taken those classes here at Westfield, and then I'm going to transfer them to Ball State. Ball State is only going to award me the credits for those classes, and my GPA that I've established at IU won't follow me to Ball State. That is the case for most colleges. They only transfer the credits, not the grade point average. But again, if you're going to IU, those classes will establish your beginning GPA. Some of you don't have any ACP classes in first trimester, and some of you will have multiple classes in trimester 2 and 3. Like I mentioned earlier, you will register for those classes in January. IU will send out another email to all students who have gone through the ACP application process, and then you'll have to go back into your OneStart account and register for those classes. This is a key point, though. We have some classes that are offered in third trimester only, for instance, ACP Lit and ACP Comp. If you are in that third trimester ACP course, you will need to enroll in January along with all the other trimester 2 students. If you wait until you begin that ACP class in March, it's going to be too late and you won't be able to enroll for college credit. So keep your ears out for information from me in December about the January enrollment process, and also check your email because IU will be sending out more information and instructions for students for enrollment for their spring semester, which generally, like I said, occurs in January. So some of our students have either added an ACP class late in the game, or maybe they're new students, or maybe you simply just forgot to apply to the ACP program last spring. There is still time to apply for ACP and to be able to earn college credits even this year. IU will open up another window for students to apply to the program through their e-application. Starting on September 8th and going through September 12th, students can get back onto the e-application and apply to the ACP program. Keep in mind that students have to have a minimum of a 2.7 GPA in order to be admitted to the ACP program for IU credit. Again, that has nothing to do with the WHS class. It's only to be able to earn IU credit. Now, registration for those students who go through the application process will be from September 22nd through October 3rd, but you will miss that drop date. That drop date is the drop date for everyone, and so keep in mind that even though you'll have a later registration time, that you won't be able to drop that class. So again, the e-application will be open from September 8th through 12th, and students who are just now applying to the program will register September 22nd through October 3rd. I'm sure that many of you still have questions about this. Should you take the class for college credit? Is it worth it to do that? Do I need it for academic honors diploma? Did my enrollment go through? So stop by the counseling center and talk to me or talk to your counselor, and we can help you out with that. Also, talk to your ACP teachers. They will have your enrollment in their IU One Start account. They can confirm that you've enrolled in their class, and they can tell you that everything is good to go. So check with your ACP teachers as well. Finally, there are some times where we just have problems with maybe an IUIT account, or maybe IU has your birth date wrong. There are times when you're going to need to contact ACP directly, and the acp@indiana.edu email address is your best method to get in touch with them. So go ahead and contact them if you have questions that the counselors or your teachers can't answer. Hope this helps out. If you have any other questions, like I said, just stop by and see me or shoot me an email. Good luck and get registering. Thanks. Slide 2. ACP class registration is now available online for students to be able to earn Indiana University credit for their ACP classes. Now, even though they're Indiana University credits, these credits can often be transferred to other colleges. So even if you're not considering Indiana University as your college of choice, you can still take these ACP classes for college credit and transfer them to other colleges. Below you'll see a link to transferin.net, and that is Indiana's core transfer library. Students can see how their ACP classes will transfer to other state universities in Indiana. If you're considering a university outside of Indiana or a private university, you will need to contact those colleges separately. Now, the deadline to register for Indiana University credit is August 29th at 5 p.m. Last week, instructions were emailed home from Indiana University to all the students who applied to the ACP program last spring.